Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Austin. Today, we are on episode 34 of Pyramid City. It's been a month since the series. It's been almost 5. Tomorrow it'll be exactly 5. Almost 5 weeks. No, episode 36 would be exactly 5 weeks since the series started. Because episode 1 was about building the frame. Is about building the main part of the pyramid. Yes, I know the pyramid's massive. I know the pyramid's kind of massive. I know the pyramid's kind of massive. Like it's 128 meters in height. Just about. Just about 28 meters in height. But in the end, the pyramid's gonna... Rome was not... One of the interesting facts, Rome was not built in a day. Neither will this pyramid be built in a day. Neither will this pyramid. Episode 35 would mark exactly 5 weeks after I started the series. Not episode 36. Rome was not built in a day. Neither was the Earth. The Earth was not built in a day either. It took millions of years for the Earth, like, solar system was formed 4.6 billion years ago. It took millions of years for it to take shape. The continents kept rearranging themselves to where they are now. Based on current projections, the Pacific would completely be subducted within about 300 million years from now. Based on current projections of the Earth. Sometime in the future, I might think about getting a 3D printer pen, as well as a globe. So, I could project the future arrangement of continents for you guys. Because right now where the continents are, the Pacific is currently the biggest ocean in the world. Eventually, within about 100 million years from now, like 120 million years from now, the southern Atlantic would be twice as wide as it is now. As North and South America would start getting closer to northeastern Asia, with Australia smacking into Japan, Antarctica wrapping around, being wrapped around by Patagonia. That would be like in 100 million... In like 50 million years from now, the Mediterranean Sea would close completely, whilst the Red Sea would widen even more. And Eastern Africa would break off. The Red Sea would become the Red Ocean. The Red Sea becomes the Red Ocean. There would be a mountain range going from where Gibraltar once was, from what was once Gibraltar, through what was once... It'll go from Gibraltar all the way to Indonesia. The new mountain range would be called the Tethian Mountains. The Tethian Mountains. Why is it named like that? Because that mountain range was once an ocean when Pangaea still existed, called the Tethys Ocean. So it'll actually be called the Tethyan Mountains. Because when the Earth was one giant landmass, what would become the Mediterranean Sea was actually then the Mediterranean Mountains was actually called the Tethys Ocean. Then the Tethys Ocean would come back to life as a mountain range. What we now call the Himalayas will be part of the Tethyan mountain range. Would be part of the Tethyan mountain range. The Pacific Ocean would then become the Pacific Mountains. The Pacific Ocean would become the Pacific Mountains. Because of as Australia starts smacking into Japan. Eventually, the Juan de Fuca plate would be completely subducted beneath the Ring of Fire, which means that the Northern Pacific would be the first to subduct completely. Then, once the Eastern Pacific Rise has subducted completely, then the Pacific Ocean would start to subduct even faster. The Atlantic is still widening. With the giant landmass, with all the continents fused together, the Pacific would be subducted. The Atlantic and Indian Oceans would become one gigantic ocean. Just like how Panthalassa was the giant ocean when Pangaea still existed. The massive ocean would very likely be called the Indo-Atlantic Ocean. Then as Pangaea 2 breaks apart, I would dub the continent Pangaea 2. Over the course of the next 100 million years, Antarctica would move towards the Pacific Ocean. North America would move to the east, whilst Afro-Eurasia would move to the... No. North America would move to the west, Afro-Eurasia moves to the east, whilst South America moves up north. Then about 100 million years from now, Australia will have smacked into Asia, mainland Asia, whilst Antarctica will have moved up north to the a bit north towards the Pacific. The southern part of South America will have moved to the east too. The Himalayas will have gotten bigger. Much of the eastern Pacific rise will have subducted. The Juan de Fuca plate is one of the remnants of the Farallon plate. With Pangea 2, what will it look like? And due to a subduction zone near the Aleutian Trench, the western part of North America and the eastern part of Afro-Eurasia would start to move south too, due to a subduction zone. Before Pangea, there was another supercontinent called Rodinia, which then slowly became Pannotia, which meant almost the entire landmass was in the southern hemisphere. In the meantime, with the landmass of Greenland, Greenland would start smacking into the North Pole. After the heavy bombardment, the Earth was actually a water world. At first. In Pangea 2, what's left of the Pacific Ocean would become some sort of ocean basin. Similar to kind of like the one that was theorized by Christopher Scotese in his Pangea Ultima hypothesis. My Pangea hypothesis, in about 10 million years from now, the subcontinent of Somalia would break apart from Africa and start going on a collision course with Indonesia. Or maybe India. And in about 50 million years from now, the Mediterranean Sea will have completely closed in. While in the meantime, the Red Sea will have widened even more. As a result of Somalia rifting apart from the main part of Africa, which is called Nubia. What will life be like on Pangea 2? Probably really different from what we have now. All thanks to evolution. Within that 250 to 300 million years from now, we'd probably be living on another planet by then. Very likely the red planet, Mars. And we're probably going to end up setting up colonies on the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. As well as Uranus. No, Uranus. As well as the moons of Uranus. AKA Uranus. Why call it your ass? It smells. Uranus smells like your ass. Because of all the methane. Wonder if Uranus is farting all the time. Wait, it might be farting all the time, because it's nothing but methane. The smelliest planet in the solar system is Uranus. With a supermassive black hole, things don't spaghettify until it gets very close to the singularity relative to the size of the black hole. Spaghettification, the only time spaghettification occurs before hitting the event horizon is in stellar mass black holes. black hole gets massive enough, that's when spaghettification will occur after the event horizon. That number would be denoted Smith's constant. It'd be denoted as Smith's constant. It would be the number. It'd be a unit of measurement. In which the distance to the singularity, where you get start getting spaghettified, is the same as the distance from the event horizon to the singularity. Technically, anything can become a black hole if you compress it down small enough. If you compress it down small enough, you can compress anything into a black hole. Jupiter's moon Europa does experience slight spaghettification as a result of tidal forces near Jupiter. During its periapsis. A supermoon occurs when the full moon is at perigee, meaning the closest point to Earth. Closest it is to Earth. Anyways, this should be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. Don't forget to share this with your friends on social media. And as always, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and peace.